Going well. I am excited to see this last match and find out who's going to be moving on to play against Primitive up in the quarterfinals next week. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit more control with a double blade storm. There's the double shield block, like you mentioned. There's a brawl, as well as Deathwing Mad Aspect at the top. So yeah, very kind of control-y. This has been pretty popular again in the meta. One thing I do want to point out that I find really interesting is this Druid list. This variant is only running one Wrath, and it's running that single copy of Growth, which I think is good if you're running into a lot of slower matches. You know, again, we just looked at AV's decks, and maybe those end up being a little bit more aggressive and actually not as slow. So I'm really interested to see that. But overall on the lineup, I do think that Priest is actually going to be the struggle here for twos. Yeah, I think
we're gonna see that.
Clear. Yeah, clear that maybe the plot twist here. Just, you know, like you were saying, they're already partway through this quest, so just really trying to complete this quest as soon as possible. Very large hand, so really is going to bolster that quest up here. And especially seeing when twos is going into that turn 7, which is a pretty big swing sometimes for Druid. I think we're just going to see an innervate into a big dragon here. Potentially Ysera, but the Nozdormu also just, again, a big body that just kind of puts out a threat. Yeah, that was a little brutal for twos. Oh, this matchup is also really bad for the warrior.
I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad. There are going to be games, you know, it is not 100% win rate, so there is a chance that Aviously can navigate the game to try to sneak in the win here. And I imagine that some of the plays that we will probably see throughout the game will reflect that plan. I mean, that's what Priest is good at, right? They steal your stuff and beat you with your own things. Right, that bomb did hit face for 4, so pretty good there.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my gosh,
wow.
Those are hits. A 4, a 4, and a 3.
Wow. Oh my god.
We could actually see the Warrior. This could be one in the few games.
That was really fun.
Insane. There are bombs flying all sorts of directions.